I would like to know the same thing, Mr. Biden. What's happening here in the land of Oz? Here we are. Welcome. The storm, the tornado left us here, and here's where we are. A week ago, after the death of the great Charlie Kirk, who will forever be immortalized in Americana. Immediately, now, rewind. I'm Professor Toto. What does that mean?
I don't know. Tell me what it means.
I'm in a class right now. I'm not a podcaster. I'm a teacher.
Okay.
And I have great liberties that many other people do not have. Because in the name of education, I'm able to get by with things. For example, I'm able to use object lessons.
So you're trying to tell me that you're looking for loopholes to lie to people under the guise of educating?
Without being personal. I'm going to use an object.
Do you think they've caused decades worth of damage? Do you think it can be repaired? Yes, they have. And yeah, I do think it'll be repaired. Absolutely. I think that Fox News is really to blame here, and that we need to point the finger in the right direction. Fox News made the suit that Donald Trump stepped into. And when Trump dies of natural causes, presumably at 103, whatever. When that happens, we're still going to have a Fox News problem. We're going to have to go through full-blown denazification. We should have done this under Biden with Merrick Garland. We should have done it then, and we didn't. And that's unforgivable. That will not happen again if I have anything to say about it. They need to charge everybody all the way up and down the chain. That's how we deal with this in all seriousness. Show people that you don't get away with this kind of corruption. They're getting away with it right now. They're going to pay the price. That's how we fix this. Show that there are consequences.
Check lesson tonight. After the death of Charlie Kirk, there is a woman that I've never talked about as much as I have in the last week. I've never mentioned Candace Owens until a week ago.
Oh boy. Candace Owens believes that Israel killed Charlie Kirk incorrectly. And it's kind of an internal war on the right. Like, was it Jews that did it, or was it the left? So we'll see. I guess left-wing Jews in many people's minds, right?
In my 5 years of classes, you may find her name once, twice at the most. This week, I've said it 20 times. I'm going to use her as an object lesson tonight. I'm going to show you how false information is so easily believable.
Didn't you literally just talk about how you were censored by YouTube for lying about COVID?
I'm going to show you what I believe is a travesty to the memory of Charlie Kirk.
What was that?
Came here last week, and I told you all, as I talked about Charlie Kirk, why I believe the Lord allowed the evil that happened and didn't stop it. I mean, we can't argue God didn't stop it. So that can only mean one thing. It's part of a greater good.
Okay, that doesn't check out, but whatever.
Greater plan. We saw that greater plan at his memorial, and that's just the beginning. Because now, one seed is producing a harvest of Kirkism.
Kirkism?
Right after his death, Candace Owens took the microphone and told the world that Charlie Kirk was about to convert to Catholicism.
Okay, I haven't heard that.
I came on and told you that's not true. I said he was not about to convert. How did I know that without a shadow of a doubt? Because Charlie Kirk was like me, a Sabbath keeper. He had used his brain, looked beyond the Christian literature, and actually looked in the Bible and found out the Sabbath had never been done away with and replaced, and he was a Sabbath keeper. Well, you cannot keep the Sabbath without realizing who did away with the Sabbath. What church did that? And it was the Catholic Church.
I don't know if that's the case.
That did away with the seventh-day Sabbath and replaced it with Sunday, Lord's Day.
I'm not sure about that. Possibly, but, Christianity existed before the Catholic Church existed. Catholic Church didn't come around until like the 500s or something like that. They claim to have a complete unbroken line from like St. Peter or whatever clear through to today, but that's just not true. Before Catholicism was Orthodox Christianity, and then it split into Eastern Orthodox and Catholicism. And then they took over, Catholicism did, by and large, took over everything for the most part. This is like 600 CE.
That, don't even go there with me. You can't dispute that. I promise you can't. And Charlie was so intelligent, he figured that out as well. So I know you cannot be a Sabbath keeper and ever go back to the mother church. I knew that. Now, many people told me I was wrong. He was at a Catholic mass. There was pictures of him holding the rosary. He was there with his wife.
I don't know why any of this matters. Like, why do you give a shit?
And you're correct. I know about all of that. But Charlie Kirk explained it well. He loved his wife. His wife was a cradle Catholic, meaning she's not a practicing Catholic.
But she was born into it?
She grew up Catholic. And just like me, I grew up Pentecostal. I still love, on occasion, to go back to what we call homecomings, where we go back to where we were raised, to the churches we grew up in, just for a little nostalgia and a little solidarity in an unstable world. And so Charlie, out of love for his wife, would go with her on occasion to attend a mass. Now, I knew that didn't mean conversion, and now today we have proof. So I can sing my favorite song before I play you this clip. I need to sing you a little song. The old country song goes sort of like this. 3, 2,
Dude, please don't ring that fucking bell anymore.
1. I told you so.
Dude's got auto-tune, unironically.
I told you so. Now, his best friend, one of his closest co-workers, sets the record straight today.
It's interesting. You got the Catholics claiming him and the evangelicals claiming him. And
was he becoming Catholic?
No.
Now, Jane Stemsky says I'm wrong. She said that Candace did not say that. I don't know how to say this kindly, but I'll try my very best. I don't know how to, I want to be so considerate.
He's such a shithead, dude.
But Jane, I'm deaf in one ear. I'll give you that. But I'm not deaf in the other one. Not anymore, since I had a surgery to restore my hearing.
Who gives a fuck about your ears, really?
I personally heard Candace Owens say that, yes, he was converting to Catholicism, and she sent him a text message right before he died telling him, go ahead and make the jump, Charlie. And he laughed, ha, 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 who knows? So don't tell me that. It's not true. I heard her with my own ears. Please don't everybody try to correct me on my show when I know what I'm talking about. Okay? His best friend just said it. I'll play it again.
It's interesting. You got the Catholics claiming him and the evangelicals claiming him. And
was he becoming Catholic?
No.
No, he was not becoming Catholic. However, something else was happening, and I told you about that as well. Some of you didn't agree with me, and that's okay. Welcome to America. But I told you that Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and others were very close, and they were moving in, and they were changing Charlie's thinking about, okay, I won't say Israel, the government of Israel, as
okay,
if you can separate the two. And the next clip I'm about to play for you will prove that. Now, what I'm about to say tonight is for educational purposes only.
So, like, this is such a weasel thing to do. Educational purposes only. Come on.
This class, the one
like he's got some loophole here.
that calls me their professor, it's my duty to tell you the truth, no matter how uncomfortable that might be.
Your duty to tell us the truth, no matter how untrue it may be, right?
Just like I had to talk earlier tonight about Trump's Christianity. Somebody has to tell you the truth. Now it's my job to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk was transforming his opinion on the government of Israel. Now, I'll prove it to you from his very best friend.
No, and you asked me this earlier, so let me make sure I'd say it. Charlie's position on Israel was very clear.
I tell you what, let me answer WG, if I may. Charlie said he was this close to converting, according to several sources that you and I don't know how, we have no idea who they are, and even priests. So they were not telling the truth? No, ma'am. They were not telling the truth. Notice it's always sources that we don't talk to. We don't know who they are. But they were not telling the truth. You can't.
God, it's so bizarre to listen to these people argue over something so ridiculous and trivial. Like, who gives a fuck, really?
not be a Sabbath keeper and join the Catholic Church. It's that simple. And Charlie was an avid Sabbath keeper. Avid. Now, you can respect the Catholic Church and love the history of it, but this man that y'all are, do you know who this guy is? Do you know who he is? The most trusted source besides Erica concerning Charlie Kirk. Let me play that again since everybody tells me I'm wrong.
It's interesting. You got the Catholics claiming him and the evangelicals claiming him. And
Was he becoming Catholic?
no.
Okay, so you can argue with me all you want to. I'll play it again.
It's interesting. You got the Catholics claiming him and the evangelicals claiming him. And
Was he becoming Catholic?
no.
No, 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 no.
I don't understand why this matters first and foremost. Like, why do you care what he was becoming, what he was doing or whatever? Why is this any of your business?
No, Candace Owens is wrong. You can tell her I said so. She was wrong. He was not converting to Catholicism. Even Erica Kirk said they were not converting. They were just attending on occasion, which I completely understand. Charlie was a young man. She was a cradle Catholic. I'm a cradle Pentecostal. Just because I go back to the Pentecostal church, shout and dance and have a good time with them, don't mean I'm converting. It means I'm homesick. All right.
That's interesting. Yeah, like I said, this guy is a Trump theologist.
Now,
By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
let's listen to the next clip.
No, and you asked me this earlier, so let me make sure I'd say it. Charlie's position on Israel was very clear. I like them more than I like Hamas.
Okay, that concerns me a lot right there. He's about to tell you Charlie Kirk's official position on Israel. He liked them better than murderers, better than terrorists, better than Hamas. Listen, guys, you can get mad at me. You can go do what you want to. I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to
Such a truth teller, such a warrior, right?
hear truth when you hear Toto. It's called a tea drop, truth drop. That causes teardrops.
He's so stupid, dude.
But if you'll listen, you'll drop the lies. Charlie's position was he liked Israel more than he liked Hamas. Listen.
I just wish I was free to criticize Israel and not be labeled an anti-Semite.
I wish I...
The thing is, on the right, there are two types of like right wingers, really. There are Zionists who believe that Israel like needs to exist for Jesus to come back, and there are Nazis who think that like Jews control the world. There isn't a lot of nuance to conservative, to Republican MAGA extremist people nowadays. There's very little nuance to these people, unfortunately. So hearing the insane, so when I hear people like this say that like Israel is evil, I agree they're doing bad things. Yes, absolutely, 100%. But you're saying this as a right winger from a position of like from a Nazi position, effectively.
was free to criticize Israel without being labeled an anti-Semite. That sounds reasonable. That sounds good. When this video's over, I'm fixing to blow it all up.
Because I can criticize my own government and not be called anti-American.
Right.
I can criticize my own government and not be anti-American. Boy, that sounds reasonable. I'm going to blow it up in a minute.
But why do I have more freedom to do, that and not criticize, a foreign government?
Oh, that sounds so reasonable.
And he was really upset that there was this sort of clampdown on the freedom of expression, the freedom of ideas, free speech when it came to a foreign government. And I will say this, he felt like he had earned the right as a friend of the Jewish people over the years and all of the things that he had done.
There is absolutely a clampdown on freedom of expression by the U.S. government over the subject of Israel, 100%.
He felt like his bona fides in that respect were...
He had been a friend of them for many years, but now he felt like he earned the right to begin correcting them.
Were unassailable, and that he should have the freedom to say, hey, it's time to end the war.
So Charlie Kirk did begin to believe that he had the right to tell Israel it's time to end the war.
Hey, it's time to stop the killing.
There's a trigger. It's time to stop the killing. Boy,
Yeah, Shane Vaughn kind of falls on the Nazi adjacent side at the very least. He believes that the Jews that live in Israel today are not real Jews. He thinks that they're like secretly, I don't know, spies that are working against God and all this shit, and that we are the real Jews in America. It's insane. New Israel is what he calls America. New Israel.
That sounds so good.
But, when you, with Tucker, for example, yeah, I mean, we took some pushback. We lost some donors. And what's interesting is it wasn't necessarily.
Okay, I have a job to do now, and I'm going to lose half of you when I do it.
Here we go. Buckle up for this one.
That's all right. You will go to bed knowing you heard the truth. It's going to ring in your mind. So if you don't want a ringing,
Like those fucking bells you keep ringing in my ears, you mean?
you can leave now. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounded so reasonable. And do you know what? The great mind of Charlie Kirk was even falling for it because of the persuasion of people that have carnal minds. Can you allow me to set this straight so that you don't fall for that reasoning? Remember, Eve ate the apple because of something that sounded so reasonable. She didn't hate. Charlie Kirk didn't hate Israel. No. He valued free speech and that we should be able to criticize their government. Okay, fair enough. Let's go to a house that's on fire. Let's go right now in your mind. The building is on fire. Flames are everywhere. There's hostages inside that house. People are dying. It's bad. The fire trucks pull up and they begin to try to save the hostages, try to get the people out, try to put out the fire that's destroying the homeland or the home. And here comes me and you, good American citizens like Shane Vaughn, Charlie Kirk, Professor Toto.
Wait, didn't you just say that you were in the list? Why'd you list yourself twice, first of all? And second, do you think you're a good American citizen? Okay.
Candace Owens, all the brotherhood. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Now, Susan Sawyer, thank you for making that post because you're the one I want to speak to tonight, respectfully.
Charlie loved the Jews but did not approve of what their present government is up to. Everybody gets a voice in their opinions but Charlie. Interesting.
The house is burning down, and here we come, great Americans. And what do we begin to do? Hey, firemen, y'all need to end this fire. Put it out now. And
This dude keeps yelling into the microphone. I guess I do that too.
they're doing all they can. Hey, that's too much water on that side. Hey, we're using our freedom of speech. Isn't it beautiful? Hey, you stupid government called the fire department. Y'all shut the fire department down. You're doing it wrong. Oh, we're over there expressing our freedom of stupid speech.
Okay. I've never heard of freedom of stupid speech. I thought it was just freedom of speech. My mistake.
The problem is this, my friends. Freedom of speech is not what you can say. It's what you should say and when you should say it.
No. It's really interesting to me that this guy is like arguing about what free speech is now. He just did a whole segment. I don't know if you guys saw this previously about YouTube supposedly censoring him or whatever.
The freedom of speech bears with up on it the freedom to know when to speak and when not to speak and what you should speak. When a government is trying to put out a fire that Hamas started, and there's hostages, and there's bombs, and there's rockets, and they are our ally, we do not give the enemy propaganda by lifting our voices against the firemen that are doing their best to protect their people. You cannot say, I love the Jews, I love Israel, but I don't like their firemen. Well, darling, here's what you do. You get behind those firemen until the fire is out, and then you go to the fire station and have it out with the chief and all the other firefighters. It's not what you say, it's why you say it, where you say it, how you say it, when you say it.
That's an interesting analogy he's laying down here. When there's a fire, you don't criticize the firefighters, you help them, and then you criticize the firefighters. Huh. Well, I mean, Israel, there is no fire like that in Israel. They are literally committing a genocide. right now. Wasn't this just voted on in the UN recently that they are committing a genocide? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. There's no excuse for that. None. And like, if the firemen take out their hoses and their hoses turn out to be flamethrowers, you don't help them and then criticize. You criticize. If they're making things worse, which they are, you criticize. You yell at them. You get on them. You say this is not acceptable.
When we say stop the killing, here's what we're saying. Let Hamas continue their terror.
Nope, not what's happening. Not what's happening. The United States is supplying Israel with all of the bombs that they're using right now, or many of the bombs anyway. That's unacceptable. That is not okay. We cannot abide by that, and we have a moral obligation to fight against that by lobbying the government to change the policies and things.
It's what they hear. Now Hamas has fuel for their fire. They have our support. Oh, I don't support Hamas. If you're not for Israel, you're for Hamas. There's no middle ground.
There is middle ground because they're not killing Hamas. They're killing Palestinians. They're killing innocent children, okay? Hamas aren't they headquartered in Qatar? I believe it's out of Qatar. They don't even live there. And also there is no, well, I mean, I'm sure some of them do. There is no Hamas in the West Bank. What about what Israel is doing there? Making illegal settlements, stealing people's homes. Straight up stealing people's homes. Seriously. Look at this.
You are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
No one.
This guy is from New York City. He moved to the West Bank, I believe. Occupied East Jerusalem. From New York City, from Long Island. He came over here and literally walked into this woman's house with IDF guards walking in behind him and laid down on her bed and said, "This is mine now."
Is allowed to steal it, ya ammi.
The Israeli settler is trying to take over Palestinian family's home, says. In occupied East Jerusalem's Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood.
Yaakov, you know this is not your house.
Yes, but if I go, you don't go back. So what's the problem? Why are you yelling at me? I didn't do this.
But
It's easy to yell at me, but I didn't do this.
You are stealing my house.
The Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood is home to some 3,000 Palestinians, it says here. Many of whom are descendants of people who were forced out of what is now Israel during the ethnic cleansing of 1948. Israel's been ordering the eviction of Palestinian families who've lived in Sheikh Jarrah for generations. Anyway, the point is that this guy from New York just walked in and stole her house. Like, that's what's happening right now. It's vile and evil and wrong.
So you criticize the government. Oh, not the people, the government. Listen to me. In the United States of America, the difference is this. In times of peace, criticize your government. In times of war, die for your government, your nation. Israel is in a time of war. It's not time for us to heckle them and say what they should or should not do.
It is the exact time you should be doing that. What are you smoking? When is the appropriate time then? This is like when people say it's not the time to talk about gun violence, like immediately after, a school attack. When is the time then? This is the time. If there's any time, it's now. Of course.
They're in a war for their survival. Their house is burning down. Freedom of speech needs to turn into support.
No, I don't support war. Needless, pointless war.
Until the war is over, and then we discuss what went wrong, what went right, and then...
But it's not in the public consciousness at that point, and nobody cares anymore. Now is the time when it's in the public consciousness to discuss it. What are you smoking? Do you have this value about literally any other moment in history ever?
There's war crimes, you arrest them, do whatever. It's okay to criticize a government in times of peace. Now, some people say, well, there's even Jews that's demanding they end the war. There were people in Vietnam, in America, demanding we end the Vietnam War. Aren't you glad we didn't listen to them?
No? Did this dude unironically just say, there were people fighting against the Vietnam War? Aren't you glad that we didn't listen and we continued to fight the Vietnam War? No. What are you talking about? Vietnam was a disaster, a pointless disaster. How can you possibly be in favor of something like Vietnam, of all things? What? Bro, this guy is just gone. His head is fried. There is nothing left in there.
So anyway, listen, guys, when you don't support your ally, you are supporting their enemy.
Okay, I suppose, but why do you consider them the ally here when they are literally committing a genocide?
And you do it. They hear the words we say. It becomes their fuel to fight another day.
Yeah, people say we can't critique the 1940s Germans, and even if your ally is evil, what? This logic does not make any sense at all, and doesn't apply to literally any other situation in life at all. None. How can he even make this argument? This doesn't have like a grain of logic to it. This rewriting of history is really quite disturbing. I know, it is. It's fucking wild, dude.
So to the man that was talking about how they just want freedom of speech to criticize the government, listen, on 9/11, there was nobody criticizing our government that day.
Okay. You're saying that we don't need freedom of speech to criticize the government on this subject? He just went through this whole part where he talked about loving free speech, like right before this. Do you know why Osama bin Laden did what he did, though? It's in his letter to America. He did that because of America's support of Israel while they are destroying Palestine. Seriously. Like, all of that got lost in the noise. This is a good example of why you should never, ever engage in terrorist action, because it whips people into a blood frenzy. It does not accomplish the goals that you want it to accomplish. And Osama bin Laden running those planes into the World Trade Centers, like, the end result of that was eventually, like, 15, 20 years of constant nonstop war, fighting, and support of Israel. It didn't, help his cause at all. Did not further his goals in any way. But God, it's just like, I don't understand where this dude's head is, that he would say such a thing.
We were doing everything we could to save a burning house. Freedom of speech while we're trying to clean up 9/11. This government's rotten. Oh, please shut up. Sit down somewhere and shut up with your freedom of speech that's about to disappear from this nation. Because
why?
Speech requires virtue.
Freedom of speech requires virtue? I'm sorry. I got to write this down. This is wild. Freedom of speech requires virtue. You're about to lose it. Okay, go on. I'm listening.
Freedom of speech requires those that can handle it. That's why John Adams said that our Constitution, which protects these freedoms, was only made for church people.
That is not what he said, first of all. And second, nobody respected John Adams when he said that shit, because it was incorrect. He said, our Constitution is designed to govern a moral people, basically, like a Christian, what he meant was a Christian people. But that's incorrect. The Constitution was designed to govern everybody. Everybody. It was designed for degenerates. It was designed to maximize freedom and liberty while protecting everybody else's rights. That's what it was for. And the fact that you don't know that or don't agree with it, it's so disturbing to me. Like, what the fuck? He literally just had this whole pro-free speech segment, and he is now completely backing off of free speech.
For spiritual-minded people, he said, if you get a bunch of people that has no fear of God, our government will not work for them. Free speech...
No, it specifically, intentionally, explicitly works for those people.
Bunch of people that has no fear of God, our government will not work for them. Free speech will not work for the generation we're raising. Thank you, Susan Salvatore. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Israel is our ally, folks.
Why? Why is Israel our ally? You know the real answer to that? Because they believe, the leaders who support Israel believe that they are necessary for Jesus to return. Israel must be in the control of Jews. Like the whole Middle Eastern like region basically should be in the control of Jews. That's why. And it's like, it's just mind-blowing to me how these people don't seem to like recognize their hypocrisy or the nonsense that they spew when it makes no sense in any other situation.
They're not our enemy. And we have an obligation to support our ally in a time of war. We ask questions afterwards when we get our hostages back. So anyway, all right, I'm off that soapbox, but I'm just sick.
Like, Israel could have gotten the hostages back forever ago. They have chosen to commit a genocide instead at the hostages' expense. It's horrifying, like really, really fucking horrifying to watch unfold. And this dude is blaming everybody. He's literally blaming the victims of the genocide for the genocide. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Seriously.
By the way, if you're confused about Jews living in Israel right now, who they are, if you're confused if they're really Israel, if you're confused about all that.
He's talked about this at length, and I have the clips. He has said that they're not real Jews.
And you want to open your Bible and have somebody show you the truth. Last week, I preached for 2 hours, a sermon that's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Probably tonight it's going to hit.
Oh boy, we got to check this out. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, let me just search that. That's not here. He must not have dropped it.
If you're sincere, say, you know what, I don't know what to believe. I challenge you, for those that try to tell you that Christians have replaced the Jewish people in the plan of God, that is the sophistry of Satan. And for those that are saying that all of Israel is not Israel and they're giving you one Bible verse, if you're ready.
This is so interesting. He is contradicting what he has said in the past right now. Has he changed his positions? What is going on?
For the truth, you watch for that YouTube drop tonight. Why? We have got to wake up from this. I mean, look, it's getting worse by the minute here in the land of Oz.
I now believe there is a federal level of corruption and conspiracy involved in this murder, okay? From George.
All right, let me tell you what she believes. Watch this. Here we have a letter from the man that was everybody's hero just a few months ago.
He wasn't my hero. The guy is not qualified to be FBI director, first of all, Kash Patel. And second, he is an actual neo-Nazi. Like, a real, dude believes that, like, he's going to be in Valhalla and everything, like full-blown neo-Nazi type of person. Just a reminder, I would really appreciate it if you guys checked out my Patreon. If you're not going to donate, you don't have to, but follow me there at the very least, owenmorgan.com/Patreon. Just in case something happens with the government or whatever, it would be really good if you had some way to connect with me and my content. I'm really concerned about that, and maybe you should consider that for other creators too.
When I look at the loyalty of MAGA, I don't know. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, they were our heroes. Oh yes, when they get in, then we can trust our government. Well, Kash wrote a letter to me and you, the one we love. Yeah, that one. He said, as the director of the FBI, I am committed to ensuring the investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination is thorough and exhaustive. Oh, we don't want to hear that, Kash. There's got to be something going on. And then you have this.
I now believe there is a federal level of corruption and conspiracy involved in this murder, okay? From George Zinn to Lance Twiggs, the unanswered questions were like, what was he doing at home? What does he do for a living?
Oh my God, dude. She's such a conspiracy theorist. It's disgusting.
But did they see each other that night? Why are we doctoring their messages? Why can't I read Lance's messages? If he's being so forthcoming, why can't I read how he replied and at what time these messages were sent?
Who are you, Candace, that you have the right to see the evidence? Who do you think you are?
I mean, we should all be able to see the evidence, obviously. Maybe don't phrase it like that, Shane. But it's really absurd, all of this nonsense that she's spewing about how there's some big secret cover-up and the Jews really did it and all this trash. Like, come on.
You're not a district attorney. You're not part of the Justice Department. Why can't I read? Why can't I read? Why can't I read? Why can't I read? What are you going to do if you do? Get over yourself. Why can't I read? Nobody owes you anything, Candace. Nobody. Stop it. You're embarrassing a movement that you were once a pivotal part of.
Hey, that's fair enough, right?
I was your biggest fan at one time, ma'am. But when the spirit of deception takes over a mind, here's what you get. A woman that adored Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, now says, I don't believe any of them, only me.
Okay. There are too many things the feds can easily do to dissuade us. Okay.
The feds. Do you hear how she used that word, the feds? Do you know who the feds are now?
Yes, they're Trump nutcases.
Yeah, Donald Trump, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, people we trust. That's the feds that are now covering up for Charlie Kirk.
And they're not doing any of it.
Virtuous Woman says Candace has a right to her opinion. Absolutely. She does not have a right to spread false information.
Oh my God, dude, this is fascinating. Okay, 114. I'm writing this one down, baby. This is good. 114. Candace Owens doesn't have the right to spread false information immediately after claiming he has the right to spread false information, spread false COVID information. The fact is she does have the right to do this, and you have the right to spread your stupid anti-COVID nonsense as well. But you don't have the right to be on a public platform. They can choose to remove you from the platform if they want to. This dude sounds like the president of the Trump fan club. He pretty much is. He's a Trump theologist. He says and does whatever it takes to support Donald Trump to a weird degree, like a really weird degree.
That she knows is false. For clicks and for followers that are so weak-minded that they believe this stuff.
Listen to this. So weak-minded. The followers are so weak-minded. Wow. Okay. Not a hint of self-awareness over here.
Look, y'all get mad at me if you want to.
Has Shane ever met Trump? I believe that he's touched his hand before, if I remember correctly.
You're going to hear truth right now. We don't do conspiracies here. We do truth. I've never had to delete one show.
Okay.
In 5 years.
They're just doing that thing which is like, are we still talking about it?
My question is, when are we ever going to learn? Here's the latest one from Scott McKay.
Oh my God, that guy is an extremist nutcase. Breaking
news. I'm beginning to believe this is a mental sickness among our movement. It's a mental sickness. People love this stuff. Charlie Kirk was a white hat. He's alive. Scott McKay.
Honestly, there are a lot of conspiracy theories about this on the left as well. Not to this degree, not this insane, obviously, but there are some real doozies out there. The left has a conspiracy theory problem, truthfully, I'm sorry to say, and this is going to have to be dealt with head on. It's a real problem. Like the claim that Donald Trump, there wasn't actually an assassination attempt against him. That's a conspiracy, guys. Come on. Somebody died, okay, in the audience. If it were a false flag, they would have made it, they would have made the dude's background a Democrat or something instead. I don't know. There are a lot of conspiracies that really bother me. The government did it. This was a false flag with Charlie Kirk. No, it wasn't.
So let me get this right. Charlie Kirk, the man we believe told the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, is now lying to all of us. He's a white hat. He's not really dead. I want to throw up in my mouth. Did we learn nothing in 2020? Can you please find a truth teller, not a soothsayer? Can you please stop it already? It's a mental sickness. Oh, here's the next one from Scott McKay. Breaking news. An actor from Central Casting was playing Charlie Kirk at the shooting. And if I showed you how many likes that post had, almost 1 million.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's a shame. Well, why didn't you show us the likes?
Are you ready for the next one? Breaking news, Charlie Kirk is alive and at a military base from Benjamin Folds. I just can't do it no more, y'all. If this is what MAGA is, if this is what we're becoming, sign me up for the next deal, okay? But you know what? That's not what MAGA is. That's not what MAGA is.
No?
I'm MAGA. America's great when America's walking in truth, not theories, not a series of lies and, oh, praise God.
Bro, that's what MAGA is built on. What are you smoking that you think that MAGA is not about conspiracy theories, really? The left is not built on conspiracy theories. The left is largely built on truth, but there is a conspiracy movement moving through the left at this immediate moment, I'm sad to say. But it could not possibly be clearer right now that MAGA is the conspiracy theory movement, obviously.
I'm so glad to be MAGA. Make America great again. It's time for my monologue. I'll be right back. Hey, no, I can't go nowhere. Everybody, I want to show you something very special. I ordered, thank you, Popcorn Joe, for appreciating my backbone and boldness. Thank you. Oh, I'll get blackballed all
Come on. God, he's such a victim.
over the MAGA movement because of this show tonight. And I hadn't even started my monologue, children. Go get your popcorn.
Bro, we got to listen to the monologue, right?
It's going to be good. There are many of you, you go every day to a website we created called godsmoney.info.
Oh my God, it's a gold scam.
I just found out there is a scam being perpetrated on my followers.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
A scam. Someone else has created another God's money and made it look and sound just like me. And many of you have signed up to buy your gold and silver from the wrong place.
You know, I don't believe in scamming people at all. I think that scamming is morally wrong. But that's a really good idea, right? I would never scam somebody like that, ever. That's just evil. But damn, scamming Shane Vaughn's followers, I mean, these guys are already ripe for a scam, right? Thank you for listening through this insufferable shit for us. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I love sitting here listening to this stuff with you guys. It's entertaining as hell, right?
Are godsmoney.info. Nothing else. If you did not speak to Kim or Prentice Wiley, you have been scammed, okay? Look at your gold and your silver.
You've definitely been scammed either way.
Look at it, and I'm so sorry before my monologue to have to deal with this, but your gold and your silver should come from our exclusive club called 7K. Now, with that said, many of you that is going to our website every day to sign up to become a member of our gold and silver club so that you don't have to pay any commissions for gold and silver, no markup for gold and silver.
Wait. Is he saying that he's not just selling the gold, but he's doing he's running a whole gold pyramid scheme, or I'm sorry, multi-level marketing scheme is what I mean to say? Is that what he's saying? Is that what he's doing? I think that's what's happening right now.
Get them at cost. For those of you that do that this week, I want to gift you two things. Not only am I going to pay for your annual membership, $199.
Oh my God, dude, this is dirty.
If you book an appointment tonight for one day this week and answer the phone when they call you, godsmoney.info, go click book an appointment. When you do that, I'm going to pay your first year membership, $199.
You're not paying anything. You're just ignoring it. You're forgiving it, obviously, right? What a fucking scam artist scumbag, dude.
The next 10 people, but also as a free gift, we just got in the Charlie Kirk coin. We just got it in, and I'm going to send you one in the mail.
This dude famously spent $3,000 on Trump coins from Cameroon or something. Trump's face is on official currency from Cameroon, I think.
For anyone that books their appointment this week, if I could get that to focus is what I'm trying to do. You can see how beautiful this coin is. For some reason, there it is. If you want that Charlie Kirk coin, not only will I pay your annual membership, I will put one in the mail for you so that you can have that forever in your collection. No telling what that will be worth one of these days. So, there you go. That is my gift for you tonight. All right, I'm coming back for my monologue next.
Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. This is disgusting.